Hi students, I welcome you to the video based on the 10th standard English first story, Adventures in the Banyan Tree, the last part of the story. And in the previous part or in the previous paragraphs, we saw the fight, the entire fight between the cobra and mongoose.
Squirrel colonies usually work together to fend off predators, but this female has decided to go it alone. She fluffs her tail to appear bigger, distracts the cobra, and shields her body from the snake's strikes. Sharp teeth deliver a quick bite to its tail. The cobra's strike could kill her. Drop for drop, the Cape cobra's venom is thought to be more deadly than that of the black mamba. She's batting out of her league. Her cocky confidence takes a hit as she's struck. But it's just a blade of grass. It's a reality check. She needs to back down. The action has caught the attention of a far meaner neighbor. In seconds, the squirrel's gone from snake killer to scaredy cat. She's bitten off more than she can chew. But lucky for her, this yellow mongoose is the resident cobra hitman. It's game on. Snakes to the mongoose are like peanuts to the squirrel. Guts of steel make him the perfect housemate. But he's not a freeloader. He's the colony's security system, specializing in deadly intruders. The cobra's speedy defense strike is its trump card, the only thing that'll keep him alive. They are each other's prey, but they are also each other's deadliest opponents. The mongoose circles, looking for a weakness in the cobra's defense. A quick strike needs a Matrix-style getaway. It's a battle of speed. The cobra tries intimidation, but it's not enough. They know that if either turns their back, they're a goner. They size up their weapons and punches fly. The cobra delivers its winning blow. He's been spared from becoming mongoose dinner. The mongoose is immune to a certain quantity of the cobra's venom, but right now, he's not.
And who won in the fight? Yes, the mongoose won. ഏകപക്ഷീയമായ വിജയം അല്ലേ, ഒരു one side. But the fight was not one side. The snake fought very well, but the mongoose won in the fight in every rounds. The 3 rounds we saw, 3 rounds we could see in the fight, and in every rounds mongoose was to win. Mongoose was to win. And that strange fight, the boy went to grandfather after the fight was over, descending from the platform, and told about the fight he had witnessed or he had watched from there in the banyan tree. The grandfather was very happy to see or very happy to hear that mongoose won in the fight. You know why? Mongoose was fed every day by grandfather with the scraps in the kitchen, and it was encouraged there in the garden. Why was it encouraged? Yes, to keep away the snakes from the garden. So the snakes was defeated, and that news gave happiness to grandfather. Then what happened after the fight? And the fight was a major event in the story. And after the fight, let us see something more from the nature, or from there, near the, or in the, or under the banyan tree. Let us go to the next passage. Take your textbook, page number 14. I will read. All of you listen. From the banyan tree, I often saw the mongoose patrolling the four corners of the garden. And once I saw him with an egg in his mouth and knew he had been in the poultry house. But he hadn't harmed the birds, and I knew grandmother would forgive him for stealing as long as he kept the snakes away from the house. The banyan tree was also the setting for what we were to call the strange case of the grey squirrel and the white rat. The white rat was grandfather's. He had bought it from the bazaar for 4 annas, but I would often take it with me into the roots and branches of the old tree. Banyan tree, where it soon struck up a friendship with one of the squirrels. They would go off together on little excursions among the branches. Then the squirrel started building a nest. At first, she tried building it in my pockets, and when I went indoors and changed my clothes, I would find straw and grass falling out. Then one day, grandmother's knitting was missing. We hunted for it everywhere, but without success. Next day, I saw something glinting in the hole in the banyan tree. Going up to investigate, I saw that it was the end of grandmother's steel knitting needle. On looking further, I discovered that the hole was crammed with knitting, and amongst the wool were 3 baby squirrels, all of them white. Grandfather had never seen white squirrels before, and we gazed at them in wonder. We were puzzled for some time, but when I mentioned the white rat's frequent visits to the tree, grandfather told me that the rat must be the father. Rats and squirrels were related to each other, he said, and so it was quite possible for them to have offspring, in this case, white squirrels. Okay, look at the question. Why? Why would grandmother forgive the mongoose for stealing the eggs? In the last paragraph, or in the last class, we saw that grandfather encouraged the mongoose living in the garden. Here we see grandmother forgave the mongoose. What did he forgive? Stealing the eggs from poultry houses. The mongoose used to steal, to take away the eggs from the poultry house, Kozhikode, from the poultry house. You know, poultry house. Poultry house. Mongoose took away the eggs from there, but grandmother didn't complain. Why? Because, what was the reason? Because the mongoose, in the last line of the first paragraph, you can see, because mongoose kept the snakes away from the house. The mongoose kept the snakes away from the house. So, no complaint, no complaint. And also, one more reason can be written there in the middle of that paragraph. He hadn't harmed the birds. The birds, he didn't harm, he didn't make any trouble to the birds or trouble to the hen, okay, or the chicks. He didn't make any trouble or didn't harm, didn't disturb them. He kept away the snakes from the garden. So grandmother has no complaint about this stealing the eggs. Okay. In the next paragraph, we see that banyan tree was a setting for another incident also. What was the first incident? Yes, the fight between snake and cobra. We saw that very clearly. And another incident we are going to see were in the banyan tree. And what was that incident? And what was that incident? Called the strange case of the grey squirrel and the white rat. The strange case of the grey squirrel and the white rat. And that was the incident. A strange case, a strange incident. White rat and grey squirrel. And what was that strange case, or what was that strange incident occurred in the banyan tree? Let us see. Look at, have you seen white rat? We didn't see it commonly. Look at the picture. White rat, a beautiful one. It's a rat, though it is beautiful. The white rats are beautiful. Whose white rats? Yes, the white rat was of grandfather. Where did he get it? He bought it from the bazaar. He bought it from the bazaar. Who bought the white rat? Grandfather bought. How much did he pay for it? Look at the paragraph. How much? 4 anna. You know anna. What is anna? We use the coin nowadays. Rupees. Anagala, paisa ഉപയോഗിക്കുന്നില്ലേ? In the olden days in India there was anna. Look at the picture. Anna, 10 anna, 5 anna, 4 anna, 25 പൈസ is equal to 4 annas. You know, 4 അണയാണ് 25 പൈസ. 25 പൈസ കണ്ടിട്ടുണ്ടോ ഇപ്പം നിങ്ങൾ? പ്രയാസമായിരിക്കും അല്ലേ? അപ്പോൾ അണ്ണ പൈസയാ. അപ്പോൾ how much did grandfather pay for to buy it from the bazaar? Yes, how much? 4 annas grandfather paid to buy this. And then what was the strange case? Every day the white rat was taken to the banyan tree. Who take it to banyan tree? Yes, the boy used to take it to banyan tree. And the white rat became friend with whom? The squirrel, the grey squirrel. They became friendship. And those two friends would go off for excursion trips. Were not to Ooty or to Mysore or to Trivandrum, no. All along the trees, through the branches of the trees, through the stem of the tree, through the roots of the tree, they went excursions. Then the squirrel started to build nest, and at first the squirrel started to build a nest. Where did the squirrel start to build a nest? Or the next question, look at how did the boy come to know that the squirrel was building a nest? How did the boy come to know that the squirrel was building a nest? Look, and were in the pockets. How he could understand that? How did he know that? One day, when he changed the clothes or his shirt, from the pocket fell down what? Straw, straw. Straw and also grass. Straw and grass falling from the pocket. By that, he understood that the squirrel was trying to make or to build a nest. At first were in the pocket of the boy. Then one day, grandmother's knitting missed. Knitting. What is knitting? Grandmother തയ്യൽ ചെയ്തുകൊണ്ടിരിക്കുന്ന സാധനങ്ങൾ what happened? It missed one day, and they searched for it. We hunted for it everywhere without success. They could not see the knitting. They searched for it. Next day, but in the next day, he saw the knitting were in the banyan tree. The whole of the banyan tree. Next day, he could see what? Something glinting. Glinting means shining. Something was shining in the whole of the tree. He went and looked. What is it? What was this? He going there and investigate. End of grandmother's steel knitting needle. The needle, knitting needle. He could see that steel knitting needle was there. And again searched for, looking further, discovered that the whole of the tree was crammed with knitting. Crammed meaning stuffed. Stuff means നമ്മൾ മിണ്ടിപ്പോയത് എൻ്റെ തൊള്ളയിൽ ഞാൻ പറയാറില്ലേ. സ്റ്റഫ് മീൻസ് ഫിൽ വിത്ത്, കുത്തി നിറക്കുക എന്ന് പറയുമ്പോൾ സ്റ്റഫ്ഡ്. അപ്പോൾ ദ ഹോൾ ഓഫ് ദ ട്രീ വാസ് സ്റ്റഫ്ഡ് വിത്ത് വാട്ട്? The knitting. And amongst the wool, the wool was taken from grandmother. Grandmother's knitting, തുന്നി വെക്കുന്ന സാധനങ്ങളൊക്കെ മിസ്സായി തുടങ്ങിയിട്ടുണ്ട്. They investigated, they searched for, and they could find it after the investigation were in the hole. It was stuffed or crammed. The whole of the tree was crammed with the knitting. And there in the wool, there was three baby squirrel. And what was the color of the squirrel? White squirrel. Have you seen white squirrel? Very rare. Look at in the zoos. In the zoo we see the white squirrel. But here in the banyan tree, in the whole of the banyan tree, there was 3 white squirrel. It was an amazing sight. Look at them white. There is an exclamatory mark, an exclamation for them all, because white squirrel. Wow. Why did they wonder? Because the grandfather never seen white squirrel, gazed at them in wonder, and we were puzzled for some time, confused. We all were confused. Where did the white squirrel come? But when I told grandfather that the white rats frequent visit to the tree regularly, the boy took the white rat off the father. The father bought it from the bazaar. It was taken to the tree. When he told about that, grandfather said, yes, then that is the reason for the white squirrel. They are related. The rats and squirrels are connected to each other. And also he said, the father of offspring. Offspring means the baby. 3 offsprings. Who is the father of the offsprings? Yes, my white rat. There is the possibility for that. Okay, the story, the adventures in the banyan tree, finished. Really, how many adventures did we see? The 2 adventures. What were the 2 adventures? One was the fight between mongoose and cobra. The second one was the strange case of the white rat and grey squirrel. The question, look at what was the wonder that nature had kept for them in the nest. What was the wonder the nature has kept for them in the nest? Yes, what was the wonder? The white offsprings. 3 white squirrels. Who was the father of white squirrels? The white rat of grandfather. Clear? Okay, then one activity for you in page number, text page number 15, activity 1. A story tree can be seen there. Look at the story tree. What are the things we have to fill it up? The characters, some places, blank places can be seen. You should fill with the names of the different characters you saw in the story. Then all these characters are the branches of the tree. Then the main events, that means the stem, main events, main incidents in the story. Then the root is the setting. The setting. What were the settings? Then the main events, then the characters in the story. ഇത് എല്ലാം നമ്മൾ fill ചെയ്താൽ we get story tree. You should do that. Okay. That's all for today, and in the next video I will explain before you. I will speak about how to write notice. Okay, we can see them in the next class. Till then, bye.